Your motion?
I'll move to approve the second reading, adoption of policies 1009 FE, 3655, 5123, and 5252,
Not 8650.
and
Sorry.
8650.
I'll second that.
Who's that?
Second by Phoebe.
Phoebe?
Who's the girl voice?
Mike made a motion to approve the second reading of policy 1009 FE, 3655, student safety, 5123, employer verification of employee, 5252, notice of renewal, and 8650, display flags and banners. Any public comment? Any more board comment? Mike made a motion to approve policy 1009, 3655, 5123, 5252, and 8650, second reading. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I forgot to say Phoebe seconded. Sorry.
Brittany will.
Brittany's got you, don't worry.
Did he get that up and running?
Yeah.
So I have to leave the mic on. Yeah. Moving on to Pickering social media policy, second reading.
So the board approved the first reading we sent. We had some question. There was a question about, yes, I mean, truly overstepping grounds for, or, you know, invading people's private rights. Is that, so we sent them back, they gave us their opinion, we merged them, so merged that back together for, I mean, in the end, what we're trying to do is give, to summarize, give teachers or staff members, they can say what they want, but they have to, just kind of like yourself, you have to be very clear that it is not speaking for the school, that you are speaking for yourself. Secondarily, if there is a school account that we have some oversight, that it's not one disgruntled employee being crazy and because then in the end, he said, well, we fired that or we got rid of that person. It's not our fault. Well, it is our fault. It is our fault that we didn't have checks on that to make sure. A good example of is our Facebook page. Right now, we have 6 eyes on our Facebook page. As far as if whoever does most of the posting would lose their mind and start going crazy, then Brittany, Drake, Misty, Gerald, Jackson, all that's what we're trying to protect as well. So.
And we currently have policy 4125 in place, so we asked them how to number it. Their recommendation was to put it in as it was here, so that's why I attached 4125. So this will go away and this will replace what's currently 4125.
Any public comment? Any board discussion or comment?
I'll move to approve the second reading and adoption of social media policy 4125.
I second it.
Mike made a motion to approve the second reading and adoption of social media policy 4125. Rena seconded. Any public comment? Any board comment? Mike made a motion to approve the second reading and adoption of social media policy 4125, and Rena seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Policy 3510.
All right, so just when you thought the water was clear, we're gonna muddy it up as much as possible. So this is the policy about, remember MHSA has rules governing sports. This was our extracurricular, like FFA, in particular, but FCLA, could be other clubs that, there, we sent that off. The guidance we got on that, actually,
Use this one.
truly, I mean, we read it multiple times to make sure getting through all of it right. But basically their guidance is we should be clarifying those things as extracurricular activities, and then the rules are in place. Don't necessarily create a policy for your intracurricular activities or your other type of activities. Classify them as extracurricular activities, and then the rules are already there. We also on there, you did notice there's a attached letter from the student that this case would specifically impact. And there again, I mean, we're allowed to make exceptions where we want, especially with in adding a new policy or changing the way we see it. We're not gonna add something that we're gonna continually be adapting or whatnot if we want to do this as a potentially one student case. What the right answer is, I don't know. I do think I've had a lot of conversations. I've had 6 conversations outside with different parents, different things, trying to get the best of, understanding of where this goes. And I guess my personal opinion, it falls heavily on, in this case, the superintendent, or if we have a principal, but on the superintendent, on myself, to make sure our advisors are doing their job, truly. Because if we are trying to stack a team to win FFA, state FFA or something, then we're missing the boat. But if that student is participating online every time they practice, they're at the fair selling pies, they're doing all the stuff, and the advisor, they're actively involved, they're just not physically here, or they're not physically involved all the time. It's.
This student moved away and then moved back? Or,
I do not believe
They're not moved back.
they're not moved back.
okay,
The student has moved away and lives in Glendive,
okay, that's what I was
but is
thinking.
not enrolled there, so they are currently still in our FFA program, and
Yeah.
that's why they showed. Because FFA can show, and
Yeah,
actually we can show out of district anyways, so we don't have any rules, right, Phoebe, regulating. It's just in our county.
So when you were visiting with all the other Carter Countyites, did any of them say bad stuff about it, or were they all like, what was the Carter Countyites' opinions?
It's a mix.
There was people that
It
said,
is a
get
mix
her
because,
out of here.
yeah, you're out here, and, it's hard to look at, because I think if you have somebody that is getting elected or is in a thing and they're good, they're gonna raise the whole group up.
Yeah.
They're gonna push every other kid in that group. But the other side of that is this kid might have had a shot at making the team, and now they're not, and the kid is even here.
So I was wondering, did people complain about that?
Yes.
Because, as a board, we're supposed to represent people in Carter County,
Mhm.
just saying.
I do, like I said before, I do think the classifying it as an activity and putting it in place is probably the right direction to go. And as I said last time, I do feel like an exception in the case of this kiddo, because it wasn't in place when it was going on.
Grandfather
And
did.
that covers us for the next time. Like, the policy's there, you're going out, your family's starting thinking about moving, understand that you will give up your spot on the team, or you'll give up your officership, or all those things as well.
And I think that was a lot of the discussion the last time we talked about it too, was
So if you grandfathered her in, would it just be for 1 year, be until she graduated? And then would you have any specific clauses that, like, can't have an office, or would you just let her free reign until she graduates? If you grandfathered her in?
in my own thought, I would grandfather it for 1 year. Because at that point, it would be no different than her knowing, like if she's gonna run for office, it's gonna push her to find, whether it's in Glendive or wherever, but then she knows this year where the year's already, every school's officers, everything has already been decided. And I mean, I guess I still come back to, the kids kinda had an idea this was going on.
Kind of not their fault.
I mean,
They're
So-
homeless right now.
I wouldn't grandfather in for the rest of her career.
And so I just, when we talked about making the extracurricular zone section before we, got MCSBA's opinion on it, there is some wording in the back that you guys, we could play with and adopt, and this did say till graduation day, but there is some, students currently enrolled and participating shall be grandfathered in to participate in the building department until, or for the course of 1 year after moving out of district, or however you guys would like to word it, but there's some ideas there for that.
Are there any students that are in the school that would like the position that, I mean,
Anyone interviews?
I don't know.
I was going to Mr. Whitney would
I
come
was gonna
tonight.
say, what's Mr. Whitney's thoughts on this? Anybody talk to him on it?
I don't wanna speak for him, he's the one that called the Montana FFA board to make sure that they could continue to participate.
Yeah.
So I would assume he would like them to stay on.
Okay.
I mean, as a coach, do you ever wanna not see somebody that helps your team, I guess?
Somebody that's good.
but if there's some kid that's in the school that this is their last chance to do something like this, and they're wanting to, but they weren't able to because,
I mean, that's a great question to be, I don't know if they had multiple people run for every office.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if it was kind of like some of the boards or things that we have, and they're like, oh, well, there's only one, you're it, kind of deal. So if there was multiple people and the student was elected, then yes, but I mean, and again, without Mr. Whitney here or information.
I think we're talking multiple students, correct? One holds an office, but I still think that there's two in the club.
Yeah, there's two.
and is that something that needs to be decided tonight? Or is it something we could talk to Mr. Whitney about?
We could have Mr. Whitney. I mean, I would request Mr. Whitney to be at the board meeting for that. Or give us information on that, answer those questions.
Right.
Because I do think we don't need to decide it, because if we did next month, it's not changing. If we did it October, it would change because there would have been a competition. They do their
Niles coming up.
We don't do them now.
What?
district judging or something in September, I think, end of September.
District and Niles. They don't do Niles?
They will go to nationals this year, and they're supposed to go to nationals. Nationals is the big one, so the other thing too is I don't know how much that goes past privacy. Student privacy.
I actually thought she was going to be here tonight because she talked to me about her. She talked about renting a room. And if she rented a room, if that would make her. Or ordered her kids here or something because they don't think the place would
Any public comment? Any more board discussion or comment?
I'd like to hear from Mr. Whitney
Yeah.
myself.
Do we have a motion?
I move that we table this and talk to Mr. Whitney before we make a decision.
I'll second that.
Rena moved to table policy 3510 until we get a chance to speak with Mr. Whitney, and Phoebe seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion?
Maybe it's.
Rena made the motion to table policy
More people will be
3510,
to support her.
and Phoebe seconded. All in favor say aye.
I-
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Moving on, extended contract considerations with Carol Spencer.
So Carol is doing, she's doing counseling thing on top of her responsibilities. So we sat down with her and said, what does this look like to make sure it's not right, not fair, all those things, but what are her days? Looking at doing ACT, looking at doing scholarships, meeting with kids, all of those kind of things. So, the number we came down to with an open dialogue too, if it needs to be adjusted, that, was 20 days. Of course,
And she will turn days into me monthly. A little different than her one before because she does her 5 days before and 5 days after pretty standard. So this will be 5 months. So 20 days.
Any public comment?
I'll say no public.
Any board discussion?
Well, I think Carol has proven how hard she works, and if she needs us, I'm for it.
I move to extend Carol's contract 20 days.
I'll second.
Phoebe made a motion to accept the recommendation of extending Ms. Spencer's contract 20 days. Mike seconded. Any public comment? Any more board discussion? Phoebe made a motion to accept the offer of extending contract Carol Spencer for 20 duty days during the school year. Mike seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Classified hiring considerations.
So we have two. We have one as a bus driver. Wizard Emerson, after going through background checks in that process, as far as looking for, we need some activity drivers. So putting him on our list would be an advantage for us. Secondarily, we interviewed on Thursday Alyssa Ellington, who is just graduated with her degree in criminal justice and looking to work in social work and to fill our paraprofessional position. So both of those recommended for her.
Is she the Alyssa we just
Yep.
met? Okay. And then who is Wizard?
Wizard is a gentleman that lives in town and moved here probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What? Closer to him.
Who's his connection?
I don't know what his connection is here. He bought that cabin over here that Stephen Ford built.
It's a little 2-story, it's not cabin, it's the house.
Their house, yeah.
Kind of by the Mormon church.
Yeah, he applied last year. When he applied, we didn't have a specific need. And with more of a need this year based on one of ours not wanting to drive as much, and then just making sure we did our background work on. That's why we're bringing the recommendation.
But nobody knows him?
Yeah, he's been out here for a couple of years.
Yeah,
just
I know
don't-
him. I just
Okay.
I don't
Personally,
hang out with him,
He,
but I do.
he's like one of the morning coffee group.
Yes.
yeah, he has that.
At the White
They're always
House.
explaining, yeah. Lives in town, morning coffee group.
Well, it can't be bad if he drinks coffee with those guys.
Well, it's just so hard. There's so many people that nobody knows.
You're right.
I will tell you that neither one of their backgrounds have come back yet, so we do need to make sure that it's pending background checks.
Could we ask for the public comment?
I haven't yet. Well, I was waiting for them to sit down. Do you have any public comment? Any more board comment or discussion?
So they were interviewed by a committee.
I was on the illicit interview and she was really good.
Okay, but how about,
Was there?
We don't,
We don't interview bus drivers.
we don't.
Oh, okay.
We just
Okay.
background check them.
okay,
Our route drivers and help.
okay.
But she was really good. I thought, did you think she was good? I was impressed. I think she'll be really good with whoever she works with. I moved to hire pending a background check, R2 classified hires as they were presented. They get a little worse.
Further classified hired as presenting pending background.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Mike?
Fun at these things.
My mic didn't. Phoebe made a motion to approve the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the classified hires as presented pending background checks. Mike seconded. Any public comment? Any more board discussion? Phoebe made a motion to approve the classified hires as presented pending background checks. Mike seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Classified pay matrix.
So, you're colorblind, I'll read it. It's its own confusing thing, but, so we looked at how we could, build the matrix to address if we have a para in a direct classroom situation, which is different than a para that is under the guidance of teachers roaming around, all of those kind of things. Different expectations, all of those things. So instead of like totally changing a matrix, it allows us to put in that if they are in that role, it's a $2 increase on their position. If they're not in that position, say next year, then they would go back to, that $2 just puts us in a spot where we're not jumping to a different matrix, coming back, any of those kind of things. But absolutely, when you think about what the requirements are for a para that is put into that spot where they are essentially almost a classroom teacher in that sense, working, it's just a different workflow, different expectations.
Is that something that we can do without changing the title? Be able to take $2 away? Okay. I know, like the duties are different, but the title's the same, so I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
put on our contract, also paraprofessional in classroom teachers I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is different on the contract.
So it will be different. Okay.
So our parents don't have the same starting salary as where the legislation bumped it all up. They don't have that.
No, they just got a pay raise. So our classified matrix, I didn't attach it, is just 2 columns. One side is standard, that has 20 steps, and then the other side is anybody that has a higher degree or the supervisor. And so, or the driver, I guess, on that side, the CDL drivers. And so even if they have a degree, it still is, you could have a bachelor's degree in dance and get more pay, but this is more responsibility. So this is just gonna be a tagline in it to say, kind of like we have a tagline for 25 cents for every step, or for every year on the salary schedule. This will be another little asterisk at the end.
I like the idea. My only worry with it would be if you don't need a full-time in-classroom para, then the next year they might not want to come back for a $2 cut. But
That now I'll go the other way with that. You're right.
that would be my only concern. I like it, but
The other way of that is I'm not sure somebody will want that position without it.
Right.
So I mean,
No,
well, if we're in that
Join both
spot,
sections.
I think with that added responsibility is deserving,
Yeah,
but it's,
definitely.
I agree.
any public comment? No. Any more board discussion? Do a motion?
I move that the paras with, how do I want to word this, the responsibility of a classroom have the increased pay of $2 per hour.
Will you include, the bump in Miss Lovelace's pay in that also?
Yes.
I'll second.
Should be me on this.
Nothing.
Baby's on a rollover. Hopefully that didn't get caught
Should have
up.
separated you.
We're being recorded.
Miss Lovelace. Which one is she? Which one is Miss Lovelace?
We
They live
never.
over here in the courthouse, and she worked here last year, I think. The blue one on the corner.
Was she in when we did the walk around?
I don't think she was in her classroom. She was in the classroom between.
Kendall.
She'll be helping with that. Or she'll be one of the 3 teachers. Okay, Rena made a motion to approve the addition to the classified salary matrix and the new pay rate for Lena Lovelace for the 25-26 school year. Mike seconded. Any public comment? Any more board discussion? Rena made the move to approve the addition to the classified salary matrix and the new pay rate for Lena Lovelace for the 25-26 school year. Mike seconded the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Bus route addition.
Just cut and dry, just adding a courtesy stop. We have room on the bus, and so on the Ridgeway bus route.
So is this a new student that's coming or?
No, it was one that was missed so courtesy stops don't have to mark bus route on their enrollment forms because they don't live the 3 miles out. But if we have room, they can ask for a courtesy stop, and so, I think it was just a miscommunication of them wanting it or not, since we missed it, we did their routes. But the counties approve the routes, we approve the stops, so we're fine as long as you guys want to add the stop.
And there's plenty of room on that bus.
There's plenty of room on the bus, yeah.
We still have an E in Ridgeway, I see.
I like the E in Ridgeway. Oh my gosh, these days I'm gonna get it right, I'm so sorry. That may take years.
Now it's gonna be a 3-1 vote for sure, just because it's on the right
I
route.
I fixed it in the minutes.
We're gonna add a Y on Brency.
Oh my gosh,
Just
Brency.
kidding.
Or Brittany, I'm Brent's. Call me Brent's.
Yeah.
Any public comment? Any more board discussion?
I move to approve the courtesy stop on the Ridgeway bus route.
I second it.
Phoebe made a motion to approve the courtesy stop as requested for the Ridgeway bus route. Rena seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? Phoebe made a motion to approve the courtesy stop as requested for the Ridgeway bus route. Rena seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Multi-district agreement.
So we currently have a multi-district agreement in place from 2024 through 2027. Due to some recent legislation, MTSBA has reviewed it, and on the second page of the agreement, third page of the agenda item, Number 8, the term of this agreement shall be from. The biggest thing in legislation is we no longer have to set a term. If you guys want wording in there to say, long-standing until brought back to the board to terminate, or if you want to set term for 10 or 20 years. I guess in my mind, we're most likely probably always gonna be a K-8 and a K-12. So we're always gonna have a multi-district agreement. I can't imagine closing Alzada. And so I guess in my mind, I would like to see that term to go away, because trying to remember to bring it back every 3 years so that it doesn't accidentally close and you lose your money. And so that is one thing that's nice legislation opened up for us. We can put the word in there to say it is long-standing unless brought back to be terminated. You guys just have to make a decision on what those terms, if you would rather set terms or if we can just say it that way. And then obviously some cleanup, because it hadn't been looked at in a couple of years. And it's like our little savings box.
How would you say that again?
The term of this agreement shall stand until brought back to the board
To be
for
terminated?
recommendation for termination.
I can't make a motion.
That motion.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. Any public comment?
I look
Any
at the
board
couch every
discussion?
time you say that.
I move to approve the updated multi-district agreement as presented.
She cheated.
Took the easy way.
I'll second.
DB made a motion to approve the updated multi-district agreement as presented. Mike seconded. Any public comment? Any board comment? BB made a motion to approve the updated multi-district agreement as presented. Mike seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Substitute employees.
Dismissed one, Zoe Ross. Just need to get her added to the list for ourselves.
She been backgrounded.
She was on our list from last year,
Oh, yeah.
and we were taking her off, but she's moving back and we missed that before the cutoff. So.
Okay.
On that, yeah, she's good to go.
Any public comment? Any board discussion?
I'll move to approve the substitute employee addition.
I second it.
Mike made a motion to approve the substitute employee addition for the 25-26 school year as presented. Rena seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? Mike made a motion to approve the substitute employee addition for the 25-26 school year as presented. Rena seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. MTSBA electronic poll.
So they sent out this poll and asked us to take it to the school board, so we have a little bit of work to do if you guys haven't read through it. Just so you guys can kind of see, one, what they're about, and then two, decide, whether we approve or oppose their principles and guidelines and foundational elements, and whether they're pretty much withstanding and withholding the things that we find valuable for our district, so. The poll is the first couple pages, and the principles, guidelines, and everything else are the rest of the pages, so.
And then we're supposed to approve the Jennifer Hoffman and
No,
Rick Cummins.
I don't think so, I think that's just showing you who's the president-elect. Oh, yeah, you are, sorry, that's 6 or 7. Sorry.
I tried to look them
You did
up.
really
It's
good.
hard to find out anything about them. I mean, you can find out what they have printed there, but you can't find out much else.
So, and I'll to be really honest, I don't know that a lot of people run for those positions because they're serving on their school boards also.
Mhm.
Other school board members like you, and then also serve on NCSBA's, or it's a lot of work. So at some point, if you guys just wanna tell
Do
me,
we just want to go through each question then?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll let you go on, Mark.
Please provide the name of your school district.
But
That's
not
double
the
standards,
number.
I'll throw them together. We have two.
Okay. You got that one?
Got her.
I didn't know if we needed to discuss that or not.
I can do the individual submitting, we can probably go to 3.
Please provide the name of the individual who is submitting this electronic vote on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
Got you. Brittany Brenzy.
All right, cool. That one was easy. She remembered her name.
Hold on, I should pause. Do you guys all know you have access, online access to MTSBA?
Yes.
Okay, I'd say if not, let me know and we'll get Wendy to reset your password.
I need mine reset.
Okay, I will send you Wendy Brandon's email because she has to send the link directly to you.
Got it.
So,
About
yes,
time.
you guys have access
I've
to
been
all their
following.
policies, all their trainings, all their things, and you should all be in there. So,
Question number 3, please indicate whether your school district supports or opposes the MTSBA principles and guidelines as presented. Anybody have any reason to oppose?
Must be good. I would be impressed.
Thumbs up, thumbs down? All right.
Okay.
Please indicate, or did you have anything you wanted to say on that? Sorry.
No, it seems to me like there's a lot of, it kind of says the same thing over and over.
Redundancy?
Okay.
Okay, question 4. Please indicate whether your school district supports or opposes the foundational elements of MTSBA's organizational DNA as presented. Any comments? Concerns? Thumbs up?
sure.
Thumbs, a thumbs up too.
Okay.
Okay. Please indicate whether your school district supports or opposes the fiscal year 27 dues revenue estimate. Note, you are not voting on your district's dues. Rather, this is dues revenue estimate that is calculated pursuant to the member adopted MTSBA bylaws. What are ours?
So,
Policy manual is 26, oh, it's 1900. Gosh, what is the other one? Remember. I'll get more.
so what happens if you don't approve? Really nothing, because you have to.
Well, and here, yeah, if you don't use them, then it's a lot of money every time you email or call, or you guys do your own policy maintenance or use somebody else for your policy maintenance. You lose all your access to all this stuff, so.
That's a long way.
I don't.
You gotta figure there's 400, how many school districts in Montana? There's 400 or 300 and something.
Well, that's why I'm confused why they're
300.
not asking if we oppose our dues. Like, I don't want to pay that much. I want to pay less. But that's not what they're asking. It's an estimate. Like, how do I know what the?
Yeah.
That's just silly. Sorry. I don't think it's a relevant question.
That's what I was thinking.
But yeah,
I guess if you were trying to say there was 400 schools, everybody paid in, you should have another $2 million.
Oh, yeah.
I guess if you did some math behind it, but I don't know how many schools use them, because not everybody uses them.
thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. Please indicate whether your school district supports or opposes the nomination of Rick Cummings and President-elect. That was Rick Cummings as President-elect.
Great.
Oh, I read that wrong. Sorry.
I just think it's hard to vote on somebody that you don't know anything about and can't find out anything about them, even if they do serve on their board. I mean, what kind of need to know something about them before you vote for them?
We can abstain.
So in your opinion, you'd like to abstain as a school district from that?
I would.
Any other?
He might be the most wonderful guy in the world, but we don't know.
Never been.
He may have an agenda.
We can abstain. Sure, why not?
Let's abstain.
We don't want to just go
Let's-
with everything.
Let's rock the boat.
Let's rock the boat. We'll abstain.
Go.
What about the vice president? Jennifer Hoffman,
Same deal.
same?
Yeah.
We'll abstain from voting on that issue.
It says she likes to bake cookies, but we don't know
Whatever,
any more
kid.
than that.
Well, I don't know, I might want to say,
Yeah.
I like cookies.
3-1.
I do like cookies,
Mhm.
which is pretty
All right.
too. Let's vote for it.
Signature, so do you have to put me on there then, since this is
No, I
not,
have to put the chairman because it ties back to our MTSB account and she's listed as the chairman.
I just didn't know since she wasn't here for the survey.
I don't think she has an option.
Well, that's fine with me.
Where's it always?
It's driving me, you can come over and hit me, I don't care, it's driving me nuts. So. It's fine, it's right there.
Want this water?
So they're watching this.
Nobody's watching.
Moving on, high school bond resolution.
You didn't make a motion to approve your answers.
Oh, I didn't know that was, it is.
I'll move to approve our answers.
I'll second it.
Mike made a motion to approve the answers to the electronic poll as discussed. DB seconded. Any public comment? Any more board discussion? Mike made a motion to approve the answer to the electronic poll as discussed. DB seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. High school bond resolution.
There it is. That's the final after two,
This
like,
is-
you know,
this is
27
the-
adjustments, but that's it. That's the details, everything we just talked about. 29.5%.
And this is everything that Dorsey when he puts together, so it's all the legal, lawful, that they sent to Jesse. Also as treasurer, and then, the last couple pages is from Bridget that she wanted to make sure we got our new, once we got our taxable values, which we'll talk about in a minute, how it changed based on our taxable value, which went up, which is great. Which means less taxes out of your pocket. So, give us some new numbers.
Any public comment?
So this is what we approved last Monday, right? To bring before.
Yep.
For a vote. So,
You guys are the initial one that created the rest of this. You guys signed all those documents so that they can put the numbers in here for board approval.
Any more board discussion?
So Stockman Bank's buying the whole bond, they're not gonna have it up for public?
So I guess I should tell you guys that, because finance committee met, so.
Oh, yeah.
Finance committee met in July, sorry, on council met in July, finance committee met last week, and it was discussed whether to sell it all in one or to sell them individually, and the percentage was drastically different on what we would have to pay and the impact on taxpayers. And there wasn't enough public interest to where it would have made a difference, and so Stockman gave us a fantastic rate, and so we decided to sell to Stockman.
and less than other schools, yes.
And so then that affects everybody, every taxpayer gets a little bit back compared to what we had estimated.
And bonds for the hospital. I thought you were bonds for the school.
more board discussion or motion?
I'll move to approve the high school bond resolution as presented.
I'll second.
Phoebe made a motion to approve the high school bond resolution as presented. Mike seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? Phoebe made a motion to approve the high school bond resolution as presented. Mike seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Everyone's favorite budgets. So in the front of your binders or your thing should have been, or maybe back there, I tucked them in, our pink sheets. So I gave you guys pink so that you guys could look at last year's to this year's. That's something that I did for the finance committee and they liked it, so I left them out, so you guys don't have to pull them out. And then also, just so you guys know, in front of you or next to you is two pieces I had to reprint for the high school. So let's look at elementary first. If you look at elementary 15's budget, I feel like the best page to look at is page 2, the summary page. And so if you look at last year's pink sheets to this year's white sheet, Stephanie, you're gonna be amazed at this. They actually went down. I know, right? This picture says, so last year's mills for all funds, so you can see the general fund, if you start on the left is all your funds, and all the way to the right is your district mills. And so overall adopted budget went up, so this is a big part of the TEACH Act and the legislation for the percentage increase on the base. We're gonna keep the transportation budget the same. We did have some rollover this year, but we'd like to keep it that way in order to continue to train drivers, as that's not getting cheaper. Bus depreciation will obviously go up as we depreciate all of our buses again. Tuition just shows you how much we could levy for special ed 101 students. And then remember, we also have to pay tuition out of district. And so we do have a couple of those kiddos in there. Retirement's gonna go down quite a bit because that was our IRS payments last year. So if you guys remember, we worked in the IRS total into the retirement fund. All that's been paid off, as you know. Adult education, we did increase as we feel that there are more things we could pay out of there and more programs that we can offer. And so we're going to increase the adult education. The technology one is the levy that's already been passed. And so if you go all the way to the right and then back a column, the district property tax requirements, that shows you that already approved levy amount of $86,000. The flex fund, the money that's in there is pretty well just set in stone. The only thing that's going in there right now is the Montana Advanced Opportunities Grant, and that's the 1752 and the other revenue. So that's the grant we can get every year, and we just get that same amount of money. And so the other 14,000 that's in there is for whatever we need, kind of extra little savings. And then the building reserve, the property tax on that, or the tax that's coming on that, part of that is that safety levy, the voted safety levy for Ms. Spencer, our counselor's salary, and then the rest of it is the school major maintenance aid. And remember that went up. So they allowed more permissible levy in your building reserve. Like Mr. Capchi noted in our finance committee, the state wants to see us using that. It's kind of everyone keeps asking for more and more and more, but there are quite a number of districts who weren't actually levying that money when they had the option to. And so it's really crucial that we continue to take advantage of and levy that full. So the total mills this year actually ends up being under 21, and last year we were at 26. Bless you, Rena. So interestingly enough, at the finance committee meeting, I believe the mills were at 27. I didn't bring my finance committee, but our taxable revenue went up again, which is great because then it lowers our number of mills, which lowers the taxes that you and I and everybody else pays. So this is actually going to be lower, almost 6, or a little over 6 mills lower than what our taxpayers saw last year. And that's in increased budgets. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
I can't say that all the counties probably saw that.
That's a huge decrease.
Yeah.
Really.
Huge. I don't know that I've actually seen our elementary go up that substantially. When I look back at the cycle of it, I mean, it went up 11,000. So if you go past all your budget pages, there is a certified taxable value sheet in there, and it just shows you the 41,000 is what our new elementary taxable value is. Are there any questions? Rena and Stefan had already heard that, so they're happy to give you Mike. Do you guys have any questions on why we picked what we did for the budgets or? Okay, good, I keep going to high school. So if you flip past all of that and go into your high school, those are the new sheets I passed out, so you have a summary, new white summary page should be next to you somewhere. And then a debt service page. Like, did I do one? End up with one of these? So, I missed clicking one button when I printed these and realized that the bond didn't print, so the bond is the debt service. The program is, I'm figuring out how to use the program, but the bond was one thing I hadn't done before, and so it took me a minute to figure it out. But, so the new pages you have are the same thing for the high school. Nothing too crazy again. General fund went up because of legislation. Transportation, we're gonna keep the same. Bus depreciation, we're gonna depreciate all the buses. Tuition in this one is just for out-of-district attendance agreements. We don't have one-on-one special ed needs in the 9 through 12 at this point in time, and so there's no special ed costs in that tuition fund. Retirement went down. Adult ed, we're doing the 36, just like the elementary. Technology is only 36,000, not current levy is. The flex fund, again, this has that Montana Advanced Opportunities Grant in it for the high school. And then building reserve has the word safety levy and the school major maintenance aid. And then on the bottom, you can see down there, I'm not sure why it doesn't put the total mills, maybe it does once we approve it. That has the debt service and what this year's payment will be for, and what they'll get valued for the levy, so. It's like pretty straightforward, and again, down from last year, so 7 mills this year, almost 9 mills last year. The taxable value in high school went up $16,000. 16,000 on my side, 16 million when you look at it on the taxable revenue sheet. I guess when people say they don't like pipelines, I guess there's one benefit to the pipelines, so, for us anyways. Any questions on high school? What are you studying over there? What are you studying?
Just the bond thing.
Thank goodness for Jesse and doing them, because currently Dan and I, Dan is with Dorsey and me, our bond counsel, and they have an email thread going, and how it all works is far beyond me to get it all in there so we can make payments, but you haven't, you do from the due tos, but you don't have the money in there. Take a look. I didn't give you a cover page, we have to have a motion with this, and that's that.
I was just waiting for more, I was just
I got so
letting,
excited about taxable values when I saw them. Must have been.
Yeah. no, it's just, Mike looked like he was still
No,
going through it. So I wanted to
We're
make
good.
sure you didn't have any questions
Wait for
before I ask the public
No, all right.
for comment.
There might be questions after.
Any public comment? No. Any board discussion or any further questions? You need Brittany to explain the activity bus versus, depreciation. Why it's 100%. No?
Did a great job, Brittany.
Do we, any more board discussion?
I'll move to approve the budget as presented.
I'll second it.
Doing both in one? Okay. Mike made a motion to approve the budgets as presented. DB seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? Mike made a motion to approve the budgets as presented. DB seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Wow. Should be a budget meeting that's done before 10 o'clock.
That's all you wanna know.
For sure.
She did great, man.
No. Informational. No.
Probably one thing when you're looking at this stuff, you remember that the back to school barbecue Thursday. So communities invited, parents, everybody can go through their classrooms. We'll do all the athletic meetings that night as well, so it starts at 5:30. So, pretty quickly, 5.
I feel like you have one closer to five.
And also, you're all invited to make sure on the first day of school, you could crash the party too, bring a swimsuit.
I can't come, but I wish I could.
Tomorrow morning, muffins and fruit. Or lunch at the church.
Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, you just come back at 7:30, so if you're not here for muffins and fruit. Usually they start a little earlier than
I'll be Wednesday morning.
that. I'll have breakfast for you.
I will not be.
So what was the informational thing?
I left informational, so because they always have something informational, things to talk about, so that's just been a standing agenda item now.
Well, can I ask a question while we're in informational? Why, when we make a motion, we have to ask the public 3 times?
That was decided by you guys last year after Sam and Lisa went to the board training.
I just feel like it's, with the motion on the table, we shouldn't have to go back to the public 3 different times.
You go twice, you go before the motion and after the motion.
Right, but you're repeating the same thing 3 different times. To me, it's just killing a dead bird.
I feel like repeating the motion is hard.
That's what
I
I'm
agree
saying,
with you,
so
Mike.
if you go to the public like we used to do.
Yeah.
Make the motion one more time, motion carried.
Well, and if you're,
Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong, but, and also, we don't have a dicey issue yet.
No,
But I'm saying if I'm speaking in the public and you say, is there any public comment, and I talk, and then you open up to public comment the second time, then I have the right to talk again. And you open up
Exactly.
to public comment the third time. So now you, instead of, if you're gonna limit me to 3 minutes, now you're gonna give me 9 minutes.
Exactly,
And you're gonna give everybody 9 minutes to say whatever they want.
right.
Except for remember in policy, it does state that you can change, they can announce at the start of the meeting. The public comment could be 1 minute per person. That is
Correct,
our-
if you're
that
giving
is
them
our
3,
policy.
you have to give them 3 shots.
And is it necessary when there's no public?
I would just say with no public present, because remember, we're being recorded, they don't know that there's no public here, they can only see you guys.
But we can say with no public present.
President,
I
is
would-
there any
I would
more
say that that's-
discussion?
Right. I mean, it's just,
It was
I was
just.
thinking about it and I'm like, why are we
It was something that was just adopted after, like Brittany said, they went to that board training, and I missed that training, so.
Yeah, I did too.
And it was something that was recommended
Yeah,
by the
I
trainer.
was there, yeah.
Oh, you were there?
I was there.
So, and it was
You got trained.
recommended to do it
Oh,
that way. And I think a lot of it has to do with people don't want to speak. Public speaking is not a thing, so
Oh,
after that second round and you're bringing it back up, it get,
I think
gives
the
people an
hardest part
opportunity.
is the repeating the motion. Takes long.
It takes a while.
I think that's up to you guys. If you feel like the motion was clear the first time, I guess I don't think you would need to repeat it again.
You could say the current motion.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like the whole thing, but so like if we do ever have that dicey situation, could we not go back to the public 3 times then?
So the only
Could
thing
we
you
stop
only
at
thing
that-
you have to do is ask for public comment after you make a motion.
Right.
It has been our board's choice to get public input
I-
ahead of time. So
No,
the
I
only thing
know.
that's by law is that after you make a motion.
Okay.
So we
So if we ever have that sticky situation, we don't have to do it.
Because you also, I mean, if you're allowing public comment before the motion, the challenge is not responding to the public comment.
Exactly.
That's, I mean, we have to be guarded with
Well, that's where you should have,
not addressing it.
you should have board discussion, public comment, and then a motion. It should,
Right.
a lot of times having board discussion after is addressing the public comment.
That's all right. I'm just curious.
I'd say just make, the hardest part is when you make it consistent, because I think sitting over there, it'd be hard to, if you've done it for a year, not call for it in a dicey situation. I mean, it's probably just become second nature. Consent agenda.
Yeah, that one. Consent agenda.
Also, like you guys know, Stefan is in the chair, so somebody else is gonna have to adjourn tonight.
Oh my God, you can adjourn.
So if you can't,
We
we'll
have-
do consent agenda.
Cause I got the gavel now.
But if it was a dicey situation, you would want to hear, from them. People actually came, you'd want to hear.
Well, I know, I just, you know, if we're sitting here and we have somebody arguing with the board, do we really want to give them 6 more minutes of yelling and screaming at us?
I don't know that you have to give them a second time with you,
It's open back up to the public, we have to.
It's public, therefore.
but it's the same agenda item.
Yeah, I mean, then you're,
But then the board can't talk about it the second time, if that's the case.
I don't think so. I'll ask. Just
Just
to
clarify
see
that,
what
because,
but here's a question, when you say when we don't have to, that's where the issue goes. I can,
right,
but I don't have to. So I don't, so-and-so is gonna be obnoxious, I'm not going to give them that. But on another issue, on another day, I gave so-and-so a chance because it was good and positive or something.
But I think creating consistency is.
I think what like Brittany was saying, one of the reasons that we kind of adopted that when it was Sam and Lisa was public comment gave the board something to discuss sometimes, because there'd be something that we weren't thinking
Absolutely.
about. We get that and give us something to discuss. But boy, it was sure a lot simpler before we had all the back and forth. But
and I wasn't at that training, so I didn't hear what she had to say, but I was always under the impression if you have a motion on the floor, you don't go back and forth with the public.
Well,
She said there was, you couldn't ask for public comment enough. Remember at the training over there, she said you couldn't ask for it enough.
I think the hardest part for us is not going to a conversation.
Right.
When they're done, they go and they sit back down, and I mean, instead of feeling like they can have an answer back, I guess that's probably the hardest part.
and
That we're so small.
the other piece to add to that, I think we've done a really good job as a board and office to, those agendas are out early, people have lots of time to look at it. And so if you're worried about, if I'm sitting here and it's a surprise as a public member, like, oh wow, I didn't know this was gonna, where they just posted it, 48 hours ago, and kind of snuck it up on us. We're alleviating a lot So to go to 1 year, be done with the final ones, I truly would think that's in our best interest, but not that we're gonna have a dice issue, but. Okay.
Brittany, you said something at the meeting last week that I had questions about, and you were talking about one of the country schools didn't use all of their funding from the state.
I don't think they permissibly levied at all,
And
but they did used to.
so does that affect the whole county when
Nope.
they don't? Okay,
But it's affecting what the state's doing on their decennial study. They're looking at all the schools and who's actually, because they can see who's permissibly levying that money. So they give us a percentage, it's all based on a formula. And then within that formula, they take a very small percent that they fund, and then we permissibly levy the rest of it.
so it used to be that, I mean, like 30, 40 years ago, the schools tried not to use
Right.
all of that because it was considered the conservative thing to do to not use it all. So, to talk, a school like that who's always done it that way, they feel like, it's kind of like holding back the tide though, because one person out of, 100 isn't gonna probably help as far as the funding.
But indirectly, not, I mean, it could affect schools as a whole, but it could also clearly affect the country schools. Because as they looked at the decennial study, they build their funding model if they're looking at it saying, the country schools don't need major maintenance, they don't need any of that. We can cut that on them and then increase even us or increase billings in that because they are using it and they need it. You're right, it is, they are being served, they are being responsible, but on the same note, they're saying if you really needed this, you'd be doing it, so don't come asking us for it. It's like when you go ask your mom for money and you got money in your pocket kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you really wanna spend the money, then spend the money.
Yeah, it's really hard to talk the conservative people who've always done it that way though, into,
And they don't even have to do all of it. You can do a portion of it. They just max you on what you want and what you can. So,
okay, I wondered if it just,
Yeah.
like you said, it affects the country schools, but.
Are there King Rope hats left?
I don't know, did you have hats come back?
Did what?
Hats, did you have hats come back or still hats left?
Oh, yeah, there are still that stuff.
Are things getting sold for the car?
120.
430,
And we have till when?
October 1st.
Is that like homecoming or after homecoming?
So it's that'll go to Baker tomorrow or the next day,
Or for the fair?
and they're fair.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I mean, we actually had somebody come from Wow City, you're like, I wanna know who wins the car if I don't, cause I wanna buy it. And I'm like, well, that's a good thing to be good. If somebody wanted it, didn't really want it, then
Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. What?
So, well, now I gotta buy a ticket.
Well, I
Yeah.
was gonna buy a ticket. I was wondering when I.
it's like an
come on back.
investment, it's like buying, yeah.
All right, consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I second it.
Approve consent.
Phoebe made the motion to approve consent agenda. Rena seconded. No public comment. Any board discussion? Phoebe made a motion to approve consent agenda. Rena seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Who's gonna take my spot?
Move to adjourn.
Mike, move to